This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Sunset Trail, model number 272BH, as in bunkhouse. So I'll just show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So we come to the door side rear. You can see we have power stabilizers. So you have one switch to operate both rear stabilizers, and then there'll be a switch up front that operates both front. While we're on this subject, let me walk around the other side and look at this real quick to make sure. Yeah, so this type, if you come around to the off door side of the trailer, you can see it's got a shaft with a pin through it. You can actually crank these manually in an emergency if you have to. So keep that in mind. Let me get back over here. Let me walk up front for 1 second. I gotta make sure. Yeah, so this one even comes with the crank. You can see, you remember I told you that, or showed you that it had a shaft with a pin through it? Well, here you have a cylinder with a slot cut in it. That'll fit right over that shaft with a pin, and you can actually crank it manually in an emergency. Now this smaller crank right here, that's for the power tongue jack. You have a power tongue jack, obviously, up and down, and it also has a docking light on it. If this was to fail for any reason, you can actually pull this plug and you put the crank onto its counterpart in there, and you can just crank it. So you can get yourself out of trouble both ways. Okay. This door here goes to the bathroom. It's locked, of course, but we'll go from the inside. That goes to the bathroom area. You have a spray port right here for a sprayer. Power awning with LED strip. Outside speakers. You have a small refrigerator outside, right? And you also have a griddle. Uh-oh. I'm not going to be able to pull it out because it... Oh, there it goes. Okay. There we go. So you have a griddle here. Runs on LP. Because it runs on LP, you have a... let me see if I can get my hand in here. Hold on. It's supposed to go out the bottom, but I want to pull it up so you can see it. This is a male end of a quick connect fitting here. So you want to plug in this LP line. It'll be right under here somewhere. Let me look if I can find it. Yeah, right here. You see there's a quick connect right there for the LP system. So you plug it in right there, and then it'll get a supply of LP from the LP tanks, okay? That's just the furnace vent. This is cable or television out, and this is a power, so you can actually put a TV out here if you wanted to. Fold-in steps that fold right inside the trailer. You can adjust the legs, obviously. This is the front switch for your two front stabilizers. All right, you're getting a hitch with this one. So this is a Husky centerline hitch. It's a weight distribution hitch with the built-in sway control, so it's a good one. We'll show you how that operates when you pick up. Two LP tanks which are full. Of course, the power tongue jack. You have a deep cycle marine battery, and then this is a kill switch for the battery right here, so you can actually shut the battery off if you want. Okay. Coming around this side, this is your dump hose. This is the sprayer we talked about for the spray port. This is just a reducer to reduce your power cord down to 20 amp from 30 to 20 amp if you need to. All right. Here we have your water station. So this is the city water hookup here. The most common way to get water to the trailer is city water. Okay. Now, if you're going camping someplace that does not have city water, you're boondocking or whatever you're doing, and you don't have city water, you can pre-fill the fresh water tank right here. You pre-fill the fresh water tank, and then you can use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you where the switch is when we get inside. Last here is this. This is a black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, you can actually you can actually, this actually goes here. Okay, you can actually hook the hose at the dump station right onto there, turn it on. You leave the valve open, like it says on the sticker. You always leave the valve open. Turn on the water, it'll spray out the inside of your black tank, okay? And down here it says quick drain. There's a white gate valve there. Hopefully you can see that. But that's where you would drain your fresh water tank. Okay, your slide out, just so you know, it's called a AccuSlide. You can tell by the cables. It's a type of slide out. So yours is an AccuSlide. Okay. Storage. These are your dump valves here that we talked about. Okay. Your 30 amp, 30 foot power cord. You have a housing for a backup camera, so it's pre-wired, so you could add a Thru backup camera if you choose to. This is probably shut, I don't have the key with, but anyway, all this is behind here is your signal booster and your hookups for your campground cable, satellite, that sort of thing. So that's all right behind here. This is your water heater. The switches are going to be on the inside, but you can see right now it's empty. Cap's been taken off and it's empty because it's winterized. So right now it's bypassed, meaning the valves on the back of it are in bypass mode, and it's empty. So it's winterized, it's set for the winter. All right. It works on both electricity, plus it's got a gas burner. I'll show you how that operates when we get inside. Never run it without water in it. So when you do fill it, or when you do get ready to camp in it, and you put the plug in and change the valves to camping mode, always make sure you put water in it. You never run it dry. Also, while we're out here, the manufacturer states you should inspect your roof every 60 days. So you want to go up there, or have somebody go up there, look around, check the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation where water can get in. Make sure that there's no damage to the roofing material or attachments by, let's say, low branches or road debris flying up there or anything like that. So it's a good thing to do to stay ahead of things if you inspect it, okay? Alrighty, so here we are inside. Get some lights going here. The switch, I'll be in good shape, huh? So I walk past it. It's probably here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is your thermostat right here. It's very simple. I don't know if you can see it, how well you can see it, but this bar at the bottom is the mode bar. So you hit it, it lights up, and you just poke through it. Fan, which is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Then you go to cool, which is air conditioning, and you'll generally run it on auto, right there. So right there it's on high auto, but we're going to go to heat. I left it onto AC long enough where you heard it come on, but it just shut off and now the furnace is kicked on. You put it on heat and you got the LP furnace running. Okay, your keys are right here, of course. Back to the control panel. Okay, so your power awning switch is right here. Never leave it out unattended, of course. Your slide out switch is here, your lights. Then you have your water pump right here. Remember I said you can use that to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. You also use the water pump for winterizing the trailer. You can light the water heater on gas right here. You can light it on electric right here. And like I said, always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. And you have tank heaters on this one, heating pads on all your holding tanks. To extend the camping season, it keeps them from freezing, so you turn those on right there, okay? Battery is fully charged, fresh water is empty, black water is empty. There's no black water too because it only has one toilet, so it just goes that way. These graduate up in 1/3 increments, so once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the gray and black tank. Okay, alrighty. Okay, so you can drop this table down onto these cleats down here, and you can actually use the cushions to fill in the space, and then you'll have a bed here. This is also another bed. This is, let me make sure what we got here. Yeah, this one the cushions pull off, and you put them aside, and then you would grab it down here and you pull it out, drop the legs on it, and drop the panels in place, and you got a 3-panel hide-a-bed. Okay. Once again, more switches here. Okay. Now while we're here, this device here is the carbon monoxide LP gas detector. So it should always be green like it is. You never want it to, if it's not green, you want to get it serviced. So if it detects carbon monoxide or LP gas buildup, it'll go off. If that happens, just take everybody outside, obviously leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, figure out what's going on. If it beeps same tone but very slowly, it's telling you that your battery's low. So I'll let you hear it here. LP test is good. It's carbon monoxide coming up. Good. And then low battery alarm. And then back to green. It should always be green. Okay. So this device down here is the power converter. So this converts AC to DC power. All right. So on this side you got circuit breakers just like you'd see at home, 110 AC circuit breakers, and they're labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side, so you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. These two are the masters. These 240s are the masters. So if you ever have a wild power surge or something and the 12 volt side goes out, always look here because that's where the issue is going to be. Also, these ones here will glow, and you'll see them through this tinted plastic if they were to blow. Just so you know. And also, this is a battery tender. It will always sense how much energy, as long as you're plugged in, it'll sense how much energy your battery has and needs, and always keep it charged. If it's topped off, it'll just, send a couple amps to trickle charge it to maintain it. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs, but as long as you're plugged in, your battery's going to be charged by this. Of course, when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will charge the battery, so you'll always have a charged battery. All right. So, the range top, hopefully the gas is on. It must be because I didn't test it. Oh yeah, we got heat coming out. So, all right, so 3 burners and these 3 middle knobs here. This knob here is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark. And then this one here is for the oven. So, let's do it this way. That's simple. Just turn it on and spark it. The oven is a little bit different because it still has a pilot light, which is all at the bottom here, all the way to the back. Maybe we can see it. There, you can see it sparking back there. Okay. So what you do, you go to the oven knob, you go to the picture of the flame, you depress it, you keep it depressed during the whole lighting procedure. Then you're going to spark it until it lights down here. Once it lights, you still hold this for 10 or 15 seconds more to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature and you're all set. As soon as you shut the oven off, the pilot light's going to go out. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay? Keep that in mind. Range hood, vent, and light. Microwave works like any other microwave. Okay, your refrigerator is a 12 volt DC refrigerator. It has a compressor in it. Very simple, on and off. You hold the button for a few seconds to get it to respond. Keep that in mind. Then you have temperature up and down, of course, and you have some different modes as an energy saving mode, night mode. So you can save energy at nighttime, for example. Very simple to operate. Let's see, your Connect TV is also let me look back here. First of all, it's on a swing out bracket with a magnet in it, so it keeps itself in place. This one is not just a TV. It has Bluetooth on it, so you can stream to it. It has FM radio, so you can, there's a remote here, so you can play FM radio through it. You have inside and outside speakers you can choose from, so you can run inside speakers or outside speakers or both, whatever. So there's a lot you can do with it. So and all that can be done from the remote or from the button, whichever way you want to do it. Okay. Let's look around here. Your bunks here. Let me back up here. I know the camera works kind of lousy, but this is what I have to work with. So keep that in mind. Now I'm trying to remember for sure, but yeah, the water heater was back on that wall, so you're going to pull up this and then pull up the panel, and you'll be able to access the water heater from there, the back of the water heater for the valves. Okay. All right, so that's the other door that I had locked. Okay, so you have your sink and shower work like any other sink and shower, of course. Right. The toilet is an RV toilet, so it works like they all do. It has a flush pedal, right? Right now it's got antifreeze in it. You can see the antifreeze. The black tank is directly below, right? So what you do is you hook up your power and your water when you get to the campground. You hook up your power and your water. You'll come in here. You'll put a dose of chemical right in the bowl, right? Then you'll stand on this pedal until you put at least a gallon of water into the tank below, along with the chemical. That's what you want to do. You want it to have chemical and water in it, at least a gallon of water in it when you start using it. If you don't, it's considered using it dry, and you can't use it dry because it can get clogged up, and either way the smell is going to be terrible. So you always want to make sure you have chemical and water in it before you start using it. Okay? Alrighty, you have a fan, exhaust fan. Just move back out here. This tells us it's prepped. This for a Wi-Fi booster antenna that would go on the roof, and a what they call a gateway, but it's basically a router. This would come off and it fits right on there. So if you're ever interested in that, you can scan this doohickey here, and it'll tell you more about it, but you can upgrade it to have really good Wi-Fi in it, okay? It's already pre-wired. Like I said, it's also pre-wired for for a Furad backup camera if you wanted to add one of those. Which makes it real convenient. Okay, the bedroom. Let's see here. Everything is pretty much self-explanatory. You can put a TV in here. There's the hookups, and then there's a mounting backer right here, so you could put on a swing out bracket, for example, so you can see it from bed. You can pull the bed up, and there's some storage underneath, and then you have an emergency window, which goes like this. You just push it all the way through, and you would push it all the way through, and then you grab hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and you can escape during an emergency. You can also use it for regular ventilation if you don't push it all the way through. These here, this type of shades, they stay in place. Now, if you're ever traveling and they start just sliding down, here, let me do it this way too, one I can see better or show you better. Okay, we'll do this one here. Okay. So if they start sliding down, that's because they're too loose. One of these are too loose, right? So that's why they give you these little spools down here. So you can pull it through. If it's sliding down, you just pull it through and tie another knot in it, just maybe a 1/4 inch up, and that should solve your problem. The reason I'm telling you that, sometimes some of them tend to work loose, and if you're way out west somewhere, you don't want to go to a dealer or anything like that, you can just tighten it up just a little bit. Don't over tighten them, just a little bit, and it'll solve your problem, okay? All right, so let me look around and see if I forgot anything. I think we got it. Let's see. Yeah, I think that pretty much does it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And please remember what I said about inspecting your roof every 60 days or so. That's important to stay ahead of any issues you would have. It's protecting your investment. Odds are you won't have to do anything if you go up there for a long, long time, years. But you just don't know. That's why you're going to look around to make sure. As I stated before, right now this is winterized, so all the water's been purged from the system and replaced with antifreeze. The water heater is bypassed and empty right now, so you're all set for the winter, okay? Thank you.